I'm back, baby. Oh, okay, follow me. Oh! Oh! I'm back! I know a lot of you guys thought I was dead, but I am not dead. I have not made a video for 5 months. There's a good reason for that, but what's most important is I'm back. I wanna thank you to everyone who stayed subscribed. For those who unsubscribed to me during this time, no, I'm just kidding. I actually really understand why you unsubscribed. I totally disappeared off the map. It appeared that the wasps had killed me. They did not. I will explain what happened. People yelling at me. I want to thank you first and foremost for those who actually cared about my well-being and messaged like my friends and tried to get in touch with me to see if I was okay. Thank you. Also thank you to the people who I met in person who came up to me and were like, "Are you just joshing?" And I, like Richard, thank you, and his family. That was pretty cool. The plans I have for this channel, Just Joshing, are crazy and they're awesome. I'm very excited to dive into them. So, I know most of you are wondering what happened to the wasps that I had in my bedroom. Sadly, wasps, despite their evil appearance and their aggressive behavior, are extremely fragile. They take a lot of special care. And what happened to these wasps is I didn't have the humidity right in the room. The adults were doing great, actually. I had the food right, I had the hydration right as far as with the honey and the water. And in the environment, they were flying around freely. But the humidity was too low, which ended up drying out their nest. And so the larvae in the nest actually dried up. So that's what happened with them. Now you might be asking, why did I take a 5-month break in the channel? And that's a really good question. Weirdly enough, God actually interrupted me. Let me explain. So the channel was taking off, right? It was getting so many views, more views than it ever had. You guys were subscribing like crazy. We almost doubled our subscriber amount in less than a week. It was just snowballing. And I was about to hire one of my friends. He at the time was working at Chick-fil-A. Shout out to Zach. I hope this doesn't get you in trouble at Chick-fil-A, but because he's still working there now. But I was about to hire him because he was already helping with me with the videos. We were about to go full time on this thing. We were gonna take it seriously. But before we did that, we wanted to make sure that was the right thing to do. So we're like, okay, we're gonna take like 2 weeks and pray about it. So we were taking these 2 weeks. And one day I was driving to a friend's house, talking to God, and I was, first of all, just thanking him for the channel because it's been really cool. I've been able to quit my other 9-to-5 jobs and just focus on it. But then I thought, I was like, you know, this channel is really snowballing. It's going fast, and it could become a really big thing. And so I said, God, if you don't want me going in this direction this quickly, or if you want to get my attention for any reason, then interrupt me. I was like, I'll be upset, but interrupt me anyway. And literally that day, that hour, I looked back at the analytics, the views, the graph was up here, and the views went straight into the ground. And that never happens with YouTube, at least rarely. Usually it just fluctuates. But this, the views were really high, higher than they had ever been before. They went straight into the ground. And I'm sure there's a technical reason behind that. But for me, that was God interrupting me. I was like, God interrupt me, and bam, the views went into the ground. So I took a step back and I was like, okay, God, why did you interrupt me? Like, what's the reasoning behind this? And long story short, there were a lot of things going on in my life. My priorities were not quite right. My health was actually in a really bad place. I was living off of caffeine and junk food, really irresponsible. And my health was just taking a toll for it. And I really believe that God wanted me to take a step back, get my health back in check, and also get my priorities back in check so that I could be more effective with my life and enjoy life more too. And the biggest thing for me through this whole process is the fact that God doesn't want me living to prove my worth. He's already proved my worth when he died on the cross for me. And so he wants me to live out of that identity. He doesn't want me to try to prove myself with a YouTube channel, or for those who don't know, I'm pursuing music as well. But something in my mindset was the inclination to try and prove my worth, or try to gain value. It sounds weird, but try to be secure by the status of my success. And God wants me to be secure in my identity as his child. So, long story short, I just went through a lot of self-transformation, I guess you might say. And I'm in a much better place now, and God has actually given me the green light and the peace to start the channel again. So I'm really excited. I hope you guys are as well, and I hope you guys are willing to come on this journey with me. So what's next? What's next for Just Joshing? Well, I'm excited to say that I have a lot of plans for Just Joshing, and they are bigger and better than any of the other plans that I've done on this channel. I want to turn my old bedroom into a complete habitat for wildlife, specifically for insects. So I'm going to put a lining on the ground like some kind of pond rubber or a tarp, fill it with a medium like sand or dirt. I'm going to have crickets on the bottom, maybe even roaches, don't freak out guys, but that will be like the staple protein for this controlled ecosystem. Then I will have wasp nests surrounding the walls. I will have some plants and other insects to create an environment, but I also want to try this. I don't know about you, but when I go to a pet store or a flea market or even the zoo, I find animals that seem to be very depressed and really not living life to the full. And so I want to go to a pet store or a flea market and find small creatures, like for example, I recently went to a pet store and there was this canary in a cage and it was $129. It looked so depressed. It was alone in a small cage, looked like it was having the worst time possible. I want to find animals like that, purchase them, and then give them a nice big home and help them live life to the fullest. I am really excited to go on this journey. I hope you guys want to come along too. If you do, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you know when I release a new video and can join the journey right away. I will see you in the next video. I'm back, baby!